Welcome to the HTMi Culinary TV. Today I thought we'd do something classic, traditional Swiss. We do a Rüblichkuchen, which in English is basically a carrot cake. But today we do it with a slight twist. We add a little bit Asian ingredients to it, so it's a fusion cake. And we add a little bit extra touch on top at the end, so it will be a 24 carat cake. So let's start. Here we have the classic ingredients, which of course we prepare first. We have our carrots, which of course with the help of our students we peeled and then grated small, fine into this julienne type carrots. You can grate it bigger if you like, but I prefer to cut it like this, small, so the carrots inside the cake will cook very nicely. We have our eggs, we have brown sugar, desiccated coconut, baking powder and flour. And this cake doesn't come with any butter. We use vegetable oil. So you can use raps oil, you can use sunflower oil, any oil base you like. And as a flavoring also, aside with the carrots and the coconut, we use cinnamon powder in this case. So what do? First we will crack our eggs, and together with the brown sugar we beat this up to a light foam, which also in the culinary term we call that the foaming method. Then we straight away add our brown sugar. And this now in our mixing machine we will beat up. Okay, this of course will be a little bit noisy for a few minutes until we have achieved our target. Now our egg sugar mixture is ready, and as you can see it's quadrupled in volume and is very thick and creamy, and that's exactly the texture we want. Because now all we have to do is fold in our remaining ingredients. And we start with the vegetable oil. We just basically mix that in. Make sure it's well mixed in. And gently fold to maintain all the nice foam, the nice bubbles which we just spent the last 5 minutes beating in. So the next we'll put in the carrots, and they can also go in at one time. And I usually keep a tiny quantity left for a little bit of the garnish later. So we fold now our carrots, our grated carrots, into the egg sugar mixture. We'll fold it in gently and to ensure that we still have the foam and the bubbles. The next thing will be desiccated coconut. That goes in and it smells great already. And then what I usually do, we have our flour, in this case 300 gram, baking powder. There we need about 3 to 4 grams, which is about a good small teaspoonful. And then the cinnamon as well. I will add this all to the flour already. And again, the cinnamon is a matter of taste. You like stronger cinnamon flavor, so you put more. If not, also a good teaspoon. And I start mixing that already. So to ensure that wherever I have flour in the mixture, I also have the cinnamon and I have the baking powder. And then again, give that a good stir, and then mix in our baking powder, cinnamon, flour mixture. And then also ensure that everything is distributed evenly and gently. So all we need to do is pour it in our baking tins. So we can make small ones, we can make normal standard size, we even can put it into small paper ones. I like these very much because there everybody gets their own little cake. Instead of a slice of a big cake, you will get your own little cake. So let's fill this one. In our tins, which usually made of metal, we want to make sure that the cake after the baking will come out. So what we have to do is we have to grease it with just a little bit melted butter. All the sides and the bottom to ensure there's a little bit fat there so that the cake will release from the tin. And what I do also, basically I just cut me a piece of sandwich paper, butter, parchment, there are different names you call it, grease-proof paper, and put that in the base of the tin. So really make sure that the cake, the full cake, will be released from the tin. And then we just fill our molds. And of course we don't want to fill it to the brim, because remember the cake will rise, and if you make it more full than this, it will overflow, and then it will be a mess and it will be a waste of cake. And baking is done in a moderate hot oven, about 175 degrees. If you use a hot air, a convection oven, then you reduce the temperature by 5 degrees, so you would bake it at 170 degrees. Okay, here we have it, ready baked carrot cake. It's still warm a little bit, so we have to take care for the mold, but after 5-10 minutes rest, we should remove it so it can fully cool. So we'll take it out carefully, remove it from our mold. And of course we will remove also the paper. There you go. Carrot cake. Now we want to decorate it. Put a little bit icing. There are also a variety of icings. Butter icing, cream cheese icing is also very nice, which is basically Philadelphia cheese with butter and icing sugar. But here we can do something simple, and to keep it less calories, basically we have powder sugar, icing sugar, confectioner sugars, different names, but basically it's powder sugar. And all we do is add a few drops of hot water and keep mixing that. Another drop or two. To be careful, if you put too much water, then the icing will be too runny and it will just run off the cake. It's the same icing you use on some cookies or some other cakes. And then with the help of a piping bag, or technically the simplest way is just with a spoon, you just run it over the cake. You know, this icing will add a little bit sweetness and therefore also moisture to your cake when you eat a slice. And then, like I mentioned, we keep a little bit of the grated carrots, and we use this for garnish right now while the icing is still soft on the cake. But now we want to make it a 24 carat cake. We add leaf gold. You can buy in some specialist shops, some food shops, they will sell, some supermarkets even. And this is basically, technically 24 karat gold, pure gold, which we add just a touch to it on the top. And you have to use a brush with it because it will stick on your fingers otherwise. And there you have it, 24 carat cake. A Swiss classic with Asian touch. It's low calorie, remember, we did not use any butter. We used vegetable oil, coconut, carrots, a little bit flour, a little bit cinnamon, and there you go. And with that, until next time, bada bing, bada boom, best wishes and great dishes.